after understanding about elementary events, let's understand what is your impossible event. Now let's take an example. I'm again taking an example of an die. Numbers on die are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now if I ask for number 7, which is not there, so this is impossible to happen. Getting 7 or above, it is impossible to happen. So that is your impossible event, and the probability is 0. So let's write an event which is impossible to occur is called impossible event, and probability will be 0. Probability will be is 0. So if I find probability getting 7 on a die, this will be 0 always, which is not visible on a die, it will be 0. Let's talk about now sure event. An event which is sure, or they also use the word certain, sure or certain to happen is called sure event or certain event. Certain event. Probability is 1. Now let's take example. Probability getting number less than 7. Now see, this is less than 7, this is less than 7, all are less than 7. So we are sure we will be successful because all these numbers are less than 7. So in case 6 times you are successful out of total number 6, so probability getting number less than is 1 for a sure event or certain event. Now what we have seen from here, that probability lies between 0 and 1, and 0 and 1 are also inclusive. So from 0 to 1 the probability will lie. So we can write every time the probability lies between it is from 0 to 1. Probability always is from 0 to 1. This is for impossible event, this is for sure event. And we have also learned that probability of happening of an event and probability of not happening of an event will always be equal to 1. Now let's take one example of and then revise the concepts we have studied. I am tossing a coin, tossing 2 coins. Right? So what will happen? First coin will have head, second will also have head, and this can happen. First will get head and second will get tail. First can get tail, second can have head, and both can show tail and tail. So in this case, if they say, what is my total number of outcomes? Total number of outcomes is 4. And according to the question, you will get the favorable outcomes and you will write the probability. Let me take event as getting at least. At least means minimum that should be visible to you. Getting at least one head. So this is my event. I'll be successful if I can see at least one head. Now you can see, I can see one head here, one head here. There are more than one, but one head is still visible to us. So my favorable outcomes are these 3. So at least you can remember the word minimum that should be visible to you. Minimum. Just for your remembrance, at least minimum. So I am successful. So I can write my favorable outcomes now. Out of these, favorable outcomes are minimum 1 should be visible. So favorable outcomes are HH, HT and TH. Minimum 1 is visible to me. So my probability will be, probability of my event will be 3 times I am successful, and the total was 4, which is always written in the denominator. And if the question is at most, that means only one head allowed. Only one head allowed. Let's write now event. If I take, I'll write here. If my event is now getting at most, that means maximum one head should be visible. Getting at most one head, that means you are successful when you can, at maximum you can see maximum. So you can write a hint as maximum one head should be there, so you will be successful. So in this our outcomes were head head, head tail, tail head and tail tail. Now see, no head, maximum one we can. So I am successful here, no head. One head, one head. This I am not successful, more than one head, maximum one was allowed. So my probability for such event will be, out of total 4, I am successful 3 times.